Good evening. It is Wednesday, December 31st. Happy New Year. It is New Year's Eve. It is time to get to work. Big night. Big night. It's going to be a big night, I think. I look back at last December 31st when I drove on New Year's Eve, and Uber had some sort of a bonus going on, which was like $130, and I hit that. But I think I did I did 250 last New Year's Eve. So tonight we're going to set the goal at 250, hoping to get 300 out of this. That is the stretch goal, is 300 tonight. I'm hoping that that's going to happen. I'm going to show you kind of what's going on right now on the screen here. So you can see that. See, there's a little heat here in downtown Folsom right now. And I'm starting out in this area. I'm kind of going to try to avoid downtown, the grid area, as much as I can. I have a bunch of reservations set up for later on
Very good.
tonight. Oops. And I have one here at 9:20, and then one at 12:30, one at 1 o'clock, and then 2:30. Depending on how busy it is, I may cancel those, especially if there's like a surge happening or it's just kind of going off. I may cancel those because I don't want to get bogged down with having to deal with reservations, because you get taken offline. Well, you don't get taken off. You get stalled by having to wait 15 minutes for these reservations, and I would rather not waste 15 minutes of time waiting for someone on this, especially if there's surge happening that I can get a better ride for. If I can do a 2-mile ride for $10 versus a 9.3-mile ride for $10, I'm going to take the 2 for 10 every day. So that's kind of how I'm playing this out. If it's not as busy, or if it doesn't work out, well, I have these to fall back on. I just have to remember to cancel them ahead of time. Specifically, like this first one, I have to cancel by 11:30, which I won't really know how busy it is until at midnight, because it's before New Year's. It's going to be pretty much after 12 through the early morning hours, probably from like 12 to 3, where generally the surge is going to happen. It's going to be really busy, and I'm hoping that that's the case. So right now, the plan is to keep the reservations on the books and then play that by ear and see what happens and see how it's going. In the meantime, let me catch up on my week and what I've done so far. I have been driving pretty much all week. So there you go. Wow, I've only done $42 so far. Let me look at last week. Hold on. Because I drove last week too. So there's last week, $269. So far this 42 there. Let's see what I've done on Lyft. $140. I've been going out at night, like at about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and going out into the airport and doing the airport queue runs. The airport here has been just insanely busy and pretty good rides coming out of there, even after like 12 o'clock, because there's been so many flights that have been delayed and late that the drivers are pretty much, the drivers get to the peak time, and then there's like 125 drivers. Most of them leave in the peak time, which is about 10 o'clock. And some aren't, they're not making their way back, and then they have all these flight delays, which is causing the rates to go up. So I've been getting some really good rides, fares for those rides in those after-hour time frames, which has been pretty nice. So that's kind of where I'm at so far this week. Hasn't been stellar, but it hasn't been bad. But I also haven't really been focusing on kind of like the prime time hours, just because it's been somewhat slow. As people ramp up to tonight. So we'll see. But I'm expecting tonight to be pretty good. I really am. I've got high expectations that this is going to happen. Also, new addition. We got a new camera up here, right here. So I'll show you that on the screen. Red Tiger reached out and asked me if I'd be interested in doing a review on one of their cameras, which is this Red Tiger F17 Elite. I got it installed yesterday, and so we're going to try it out tonight and see how it goes. I'm going to do a more in-depth review for that in a later video, but you'll see some of the images from now. You can see some of the stuff from inside the cabin while I'm driving, as well as outside. and everything else. And from the back, I just have the way I have the camera set up. So I got a good setup here for that to try to give it a good test run to see how I like it. But we'll talk more about that camera later on. But right now, I think I just finished charging. Let me see. Yes, I did. Let me go unplug, then I'll be right back. Actually, you can hear me while I do this. So the big plan tonight is to stay up here in Folsom in the El Dorado Hills area and drive around up here, take people to their parties and take people home afterwards. And we're gonna see how that plays out. I guess if I have to make my way down into the downtown area, I will, depending on how busy it is. But as you can see right now, there's some surge happening with Lyft. So let's turn these on. Let's see what we get going here and see how this works out. Again, pretty excited for tonight. I think it's going to be a good night. I really do. The weather is not great. It's raining right now, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of people like downtown for the outdoor stuff just because it's raining. I'm sure there'll be some, but not like normal. So I think it's going to be mostly people, in the bars and stuff like that, house parties, whatever, and getting people to and from. So that's the plan. But before we do anything, we got to do this. Get this night started right. Happy New Year, everyone. Appreciate all my subscribers, everyone watching the videos. It's been a great year. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to next year. Thank you. Cheers. Yes. All right. I got a quest right now with Uber. 3 trips for $5, and I think if I get to 4, it goes to 15. Yeah, 4 trips I get 15. And they have another quest after midnight as well. So I'm gonna kind of try to knock that out pretty quick, as fast as I can, and then just kind of take whatever. But again, the big focus is going to be kind of staying around here in the Folsom area as much as possible. El Dorado Hills, some of the Orangevale area. Just kind of stay on this side of the valley, the Sacramento area, and see how that plays out. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I'm going to get going here. I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick around here. I'm not going to go chase the surge. It looks like it's busy in downtown Folsom, so maybe I'll make my way that way. On both apps it says it is. So I'll make my way towards the downtown Folsom area and Old Folsom and see what happens. As normal, I will be back with updates throughout the evening, let you know how it's going, and whatever shenanigans happens between now and New Year's, and then afterwards, of course. But yeah, let's get this going, and I'll be back here with updates in a little bit. All right, I'll be back. All right, quick update. 4 rides in right now. I hit my first quest, which was $5. Woohoo! I get another 3 more rides, and I get 20 on top of that. So, yeah, it's a little slow. I'm not gonna lie. I have been getting rides from Lyft, but they're all going in the opposite direction that I want to go. I do have that first reservation here at 9:20. Which is just up the road from where I'm at right now. And I have a feeling that Uber is going to throttle me right now on getting rides because I have that reservation, and they don't want to send me too far away because they want me to get back. That's one of the negative things about reservations. One of the things I don't like is that aspect, that they will throttle me back on getting rides because they want to make sure that I'm on time for that reservation, which makes me consider canceling the reservation that I have at 12:30 just because of that. I don't want to get throttled back right after midnight because generally speaking, people just bail out of their parties pretty quick after midnight, and it could get real. I'm expecting it to be like really busy between 12 and 1 with people leaving the parties and going home and stuff like that. Not the bars, but the parties. The house parties. So I got time to think about it and what I'm going to do. And generally speaking, from about 11 to midnight, it should just pretty much be dead. At least that's been my experience. It gets just, nothing happens because everyone is where they want to be and they're waiting for the midnight to hit and all that good stuff. So we'll see. I got to figure it out because all the reservations that I have again are out towards El Dorado Hills and Folsom, which is not bad, but I don't want to get throttled back because I have a reservation if there's a surge and stuff going on at that point in time. So anyway, I got to figure out how I'm going to play that out later on. But in the meantime, I've got this one at 9:20. I just got another reservation like at 10 something right after that. Taking somewhere. Where's that one going? I think it's going to El Dorado Hills. There's my 9:20. There's my 10:20. Yeah, that one's going El Dorado Hills, deep into El Dorado Hills, which isn't bad. But I think the problem with that one is I'm probably not going to get a ride out from there. See this? See that? It's way too far. But not a bad ride. I mean, yeah, way too far. That is a bad ride. And Gigu says so as well. If I can get a little shorty one right around here, a couple miles, it keeps me close to where this pickup is at 9:20. I'll take it. But yeah, I don't like when they do this because this is going into Old Folsom, which is where everyone wants to go. Even that last ride, that's where they want to go. So that's where the pickup is. And right now, I am. I can't. Can I show you? I can. Hold on 1 second. I am. Let's see. He's there. I'm there. I'm like right here from that pickup. So this is why I think they're not going to give me a ride because I'm literally sitting right next to where the pickup is. And the last ride that I did just dropped me off here, which I think they're kind of setting me up. But again, I got to sit and wait now for them for this reservation and missing out on opportunities probably. I mean, at least Lyft is throwing me stuff, but most of their stuff has been crap. And even that last ride driving 5 miles to go do that pickup, that's just too far. Too far for $6. If I was going that way, it'd be a different story, but I'm not. So, yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to play the after midnight stuff and see how I can take advantage of that. Because again, I expect surge and stuff to be happening. Of course, you never know. But we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm going to hang out here more than likely for the next 19 minutes until that reservation comes, and then we'll go from there. I did talk to a buddy of mine. He's driving tonight as well. He's in Folsom. He even said he started at 6 o'clock. Let's see, an hour and a half before I did, and he's done 11 rides so far. He pretty much sticks to Folsom and El Dorado Hills as well, but he even said it's a little slow right now, in his opinion as too. So yeah, we'll see. All right, I'll be back here in a little bit. All right, quick update. I'm on my way to my second reservation, the one that picks up at 10:20 and going out deep into El Dorado Hills. It's pretty busy downtown in the old part of Folsom, which everyone's kind of getting a lot of people there. There are a lot of people in Old Town Folsom right now, which means it's going to be very busy getting out of there later on tonight, which again makes me think that I need to cancel these later reservations because I just think I'm going to be able to do better and there'll be a surge and everything else. So I think I'm going to do that. Once I get this guy to where he needs to go, I can turn around and cancel that. I did have a late reservation. I think it was like at 2:30. That rider already canceled that one for me. So I just have the one at 12:30 and the one at 1 o'clock, and I think I am going to cancel those. I know I can do better, just based on what the activity looks like right now. I mean, Lyft's been having their turbo in the Folsom area, I mean, ever since I've gotten here. Just right when I dropped off my last passengers down there in old Folsom, it was like 90% turbo in there, and I had someone come and knock on my window and ask if I could give them a ride because they were tired of waiting for a ride for their driver. So even now it's pretty busy, but I'm gonna have to pivot here, make an executive decision, and cancel those two, and then move on and see what I get out of that. So I'll keep you updated on that. But in the meantime, it's been okay, not too bad. I closed out my first quest already for Uber. I have not done one Lyft ride yet tonight. It's been all Uber, which is fine. I'm kind of really focusing on Uber just because of the quest. Now the quests are they're really nothing, but you know, it's easy money for just doing rides to get some extra money in the bank on, you know, with that. So I'm gonna head over here and get Keith. I got another 4 miles to pick him up and then take him out into BFE, and then I'll cancel those rides and move on. But so far so good, not too bad. I've been having the car do most of the driving tonight, which has been great, and it's doing pretty well. Had a couple hiccups early on, but otherwise it's been full self-drive has been doing fantastic, and it really makes driving so much easier because I'm not doing anything except really hitting buttons and paying attention. So anyway, that's where we're at. All right, let me go get Keith and wrap up this reservation, and then we probably will be in the slow time until after midnight. So I'll be back here with an update in a little bit. All right, I'll be back. All right, quick update. We are in the dead zone right now before midnight. We've got 13 minutes to go before the new year, and it's pretty dead right now. So I'm doing a quick charge right now just to kind of top off the batteries to make sure I got enough juice to go through the next, say, 3 hours of driving, and so I won't have to stop later. I did accept a reservation at 12:30 up in El Dorado Hills. It's going, well, here I can show you. It's kind of short, but it's paying really well. 6 miles, $16. I like that. I'll do that. Not bad. Plus, I think being up there, I might be able to get some more people leaving parties, because that's going up into Serrano, which is a country club area. People are going to probably get at other house parties and stuff, so maybe I can get some stuff there. I just want to make sure that I get back down into Old Folsom, you know, around the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock time frame when the bars close, because obviously that's when it's going to be pretty crazy down there, busy, because there's a lot of people in Old Folsom right now. So I'm going to try to get myself down there by that time frame. So the one reservation that I had earlier at 12:30 was like $10 to go 9 miles or something like that, and this one that I got now is much better. And this is the third time that I've seen this ride come through here, picking up in the town center, and yeah, we're still saying no. Anyway, so that's where we are. So let me update where we are towards the goal right now. So you can see on the screen $36.78 for 2 trips with Lyft. That's all I've done so far with them. How many rides have they given me? 18. They've sent me 18. I've taken 2. They've had a lot of crap. Early on in the evening, their rides were absolute crap. They've gotten a little bit better. All right, and then let's look at where I'm at with Uber right now. I'm on my second quest. 1 of 3 done. If I do these 7, I get the $25, which I'm sure I'll do. Here we are, 106. So I will update the total right up here with where we are. What's that, 142-ish? 143? So I've got, what did I say, 250? So I've got 107 to go. Doable. I think that's doable. I think that's going to be doable here over the next several hours. So we'll see how this plays out. We may even have to go to maybe try to get the stretch goal, which would be 300. That is a stretch goal. Maybe a little bit more difficult to get. But anyway. Oh, that's a good ride. What's my charge at? Dang, I don't know. That's a good ride. I'm going to let it pass. I should have taken that one. But I kind of want to continue with the charge here. At least I got 12 minutes to go. 12 minutes to go and 9 minutes till midnight. And then I got to head up to the to my reservation. I should have taken that ride. Oh, what's this? Another reservation. Nope. It's in downtown Sac. No. No, thank you. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. I'm really curious to see how this plays out tonight. Making the most of this, especially between midnight and 2. I think that could be decisive, and I think if it's hopefully as busy as I'm hoping it's going to be, maybe we get some surge and stuff like that. That would be great. But we'll see. Uber is so cheap on the surge. It's hard sometimes to think you're going to get it. Lyft has the turbo bonus stuff, but again, I don't know if you really get. I mean, sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. It's really they're kind of wishy-washy on what they consider a bonus, because sometimes I see rides and I'm like, you're paying the same amount without the bonus 10 minutes ago, and now you're telling me I got a bonus, but you're paying me the same. So is there really a bonus? You know, it's weird stuff like that. Anyway, you can see where it's happening. That's this hot spot right now. That's up in El Dorado Hills at the town center, where that ride that I just declined was picking up. So there's some action up there. Anyway, we're gonna figure all this out, see how this plays out, and I'll keep you updated on how this goes. We got 7 minutes to go till midnight, so I will be back here shortly. I'll be back next year, I'll tell you that, with another update here pretty soon. All right, I'll be back. Alrighty, that's a wrap on a New Year's night, and Happy New Year, everyone. I would have to say, well, first of all, you can see the numbers on the screen. I'm just short. I think I'm like $10 short of my stretch goal of 300. Obviously, you hit the other goal. But quite honestly, I think it was a little slow. To be honest, at least I thought it wasn't like a banger of a night. We'll just say that. And maybe it had a lot to do with the fact of where I was and not being downtown. I did see at one point in time there was a $30 surge out in Cameron Park, which is kind of east of El Dorado Hills, where I've been pretty much all night. Which would have been great to pick that up, but I just couldn't get a ride that went out to Cameron Park when that was going on, and it was on there for a long time. But anyway, not bad. There was some good surge. There was some other stuff happening. It worked out. I had some rides that I went to go pick up some people, and they no-showed me, and one person was behind a gate, and they was calling them and texting them trying to get the gate code, and eventually I just said, screw it, canceled the ride, and moved on. When there's other rides popping up on the screen constantly, I'm not going to sit around and wait for some dude to pull his head out of his ass and give me a gate code. It's not worth my time. But anyway, decent night, good night. I'm happy to hit the goal. I would have liked to have hit the stretch goal. I could, if I stay out a little bit longer, I'm sure I could get it and hit that, but right, it's time to call it a night. 2:49, we're good. Yeah, so anyway, let's look at the rides. There we go. There's my quest bonus. There's the rides. Thank you for the tip. Oh, nice tip. Wow, thank you. $15 tip on that ride? Nice. Appreciate that. Another good tip. Appreciate that one too. Cancel fee. The other person that I waited for, they didn't show up. Click that. There we go. All right, there's the Uber rides. Not bad. And then only 2 for Lyft. Again, I was more focused on Uber because of the Quest. And I mean, Lyft had some great turbo stuff. I mean, there was one time it was like at 255% in the old Folsom area. I mean, that's freaking awesome. I don't know what that equates to on a ride, right? Because if it's a $6 ride, they're paying 255%. I mean, what is that going to be like? A $20 ride, something like that. I mean, the surge that Uber was paying on some of this stuff was probably better. But anyway, there's the 2 rides for Lyft. So yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. You know, good way to end the year. Pretty happy with that, and yeah, not much more to say other than thank you to all the subscribers that signed on this year. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the growth in the channel. I'm going to continue pumping out videos. If there's anything you guys have questions about, want me to cover, please let me know. I'm happy to do that and answer your questions. I really appreciate all the feedback and the comments and everything. It's great. So thank you so much. And with that, if you've made it this far in this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment down below. If you're a driver here in the Sacramento area, let me know what you thought of tonight, how it went for you. I'm very curious to see how it played out for the other drivers. Again, I was not downtown at all. If you drove downtown, let me know how it went. I'm curious to know, because this year I did a little bit different than last year, obviously, because last year I was downtown, and this year I wanted to see how it would do out here in Folsom. So we gave it a shot. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. But pulling into the garage right now, at least the car is for me. And we're going to call it a night. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be next week. And till then, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.